So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use an image to trace. I've already been into the canvas and into crop and resize where we find the settings and change the DPI to 300 just in case I want to use this photo to print at some point. It's always useful to do this on every image that you create. I have a canvas that's the size of the screen and I'm going to add the photo that I want to use. So here's Jeff. Let me add Jeff. Let me just try and move him around there. Jeff is a lizard, some sort of lizardy creature. I'm actually on holiday at the minute and Jeff is currently living in my bedroom. He gave me a bit of a fright on the first morning, but we've just decided to live in harmony with each other. So I've added him on a layer here. I'm actually going to add an extra layer. I always add a layer just above the background colour in case I need to come back and add a lower layer at some point. So if you think about the layers, the ones at the bottom are at the back and everything else is stacked up on top. So the layer that's at the front, right at the top of your list will be at the front of your layers. Now, the image I'm going to use, I'm going to, in the blend options, take the opacity down so it's there to trace, but it's not getting in the way of my creation. So I've done that and I'm going to now add the first layer. I'm going to get my monoline brush in black and I'm going to start. I'm going to try not to turn the canvas too many times. Sometimes when I'm drawing curves, my iPad is rotating rapidly. I'm going to zoom in here and I'm going to start here and I'm just going to nice and slowly draw the first curve and stop. Now, I do this in steps because it's easier to step back if you're not just trying to keep going. So here's the second curve coming in here and I'm actually going to hold it so that it turns into a neat curve there. I didn't want to for the first one because it probably wouldn't have been the right shape. I'm turning my iPad and I'm going to go for this next one. I'm going to make it smaller so it's easier for me to draw the curve. So here we go, the curve is back and let's see what happens if I hold this one. Yeah, that's good. When you hold at the end of the drawing, it will then create a smoother line. Doesn't always work, but it's worth a try. You can always try again. Right, next. So here we go, the curve of his leg, gone off a bit there. Yep, that's wrong. So I'm going to double tap the screen. So I'm with my thumb and my first finger just to step back and try again. I think I've got the iPad at the wrong angle for this one. Okay, press and hold. Perfect. I'm going to come back and do the other part of his eye now. There we go. And continue on to finish the face off. No, I don't like that one. Let me just... And I'm turning my iPad as I do this, so I'm actually moving my iPad so that the curve in my hand, the natural curve of my hand, is helping me with the curves. Okay, let's get under his chin done. Oh, I've got a bit wobbly there. Is it going to sort it out? Oh, no. Redo that one. Double tap and take it back. Double tap and take it back. There we go. That's probably a bit better. Yeah, like that one. We join up there. Okay. Under his tummy. I'm going to come back and do his hands. There we go. Okay. And let's keep going. Oh, no, I messed that one up. Step it back and try again. Doesn't have to be exactly the same as the one underneath. You don't always want to have a carbon copy of what you're copying. Right, onto his feet. Nope, this one's gone wrong already. Oh, maybe. Nope, that'll do. There we go. Now, normally I draw full shapes when I do this, but actually I'm just... For this example, I'm going to leave them because they join up to the line. Normally I would... Oh, there's an example of where it doesn't work. Normally I would have them on separate layers, but I'm just going for a full draw on the same layer on this one at this moment in time. No, I don't like that. I think we're going to have to draw that one a little bit more carefully and keep the original. There we go. and another, and another, and the back of his leg. There we go. Okay, and finally this last leg. Here we go. I just realised he's got smaller toes on his back. I think they're called toes on his back leg than on his front legs. Right, his other eye. Get that one in. And his tail. Right, I'm thinking we might have a slightly different shaped tail. So I'm moving the iPad around to do the curve of the back of his tail. If I do that one round, I think I'm going to have to hold this one, and that's it, get that curve, and then inside, and then finish the tail off. It's always hard to try and join lines together, so I'm going to zoom right in here and use the eraser tool. Take the eraser right down and just tidy this up. Sometimes it's actually easier to redraw it, but sometimes you can finish it off and cope with the finish using the eraser. There we go. No, I'm going to go back. Let's see if I can go back over with the pen. And to do this, you need to try and get the pen right in the middle of the line, your Apple Pencil right in the middle of the line, to try and match your previous marking. Right, okay, I think that'll do. Right, so for the shape, that's great. I'm going to leave that one there. I'm going to go to my layers, and I'm actually going to duplicate this layer straight away. So I've got his outline. I'm going to add a new layer on the top, and his features are going to go onto the top. So back to my pen, my monoline pen, and I'm going to do his mouth first. Make his mouth a bit different this time as well. There we go. Actually, I don't like that. Let's try again. Try and get a neater finish on this. That's better. A neater finish on the join there. Okay, now I am going to finish up this one and hope that that works, and draw the line across for his tongue, and let's see if that works. If I fill that, yes, that's great, otherwise it would have filled the entire canvas. Let's go for a nice reddy pinky colour here. There we go, and fill there. Okay, back to the black. I'm going to do one nostril here, one nostril here. This one's not quite as curvy. Oh, but that one, I don't want it straight. Okay, and then his eye. So for his eye, I'm going to draw the shape and then hold, and then just adjust that and fill that one in. Straighten with the white. Again, if I'm doing something that's a little bit more detailed, I'll probably do all of these layers of the eye on a different layer, so that I could move them around should I need to. There we go. Right, okay, so he's got his facial features, and we're going to go back to the bottom layer, and then I think he's going to turn green. He's a bit of a chameleon today. What kind of shade of green should we have? Maybe that shade of green. There we go. I'm going to drag and drop that in. There we go. And his tail, and his 3 fingery thumb things, and his last eye, and there we go. One last layer, and I'm going to write his name on here. His name is, oh, let's make it a bit better than that. His name is Jeff. I just decided his name was Jeff yesterday. Okay, there we go. So just to look at the final set of layers, there is the original image that we're copying, that we went to the blend and we took the opacity down. There is the bottom layer that has the colour in it. I duplicated it. The reason I duplicated it was if I want to do any shading, it's much easier to keep the original lines over the top, because if you use a masking layer, it actually covers over your lines, so that you can keep that black lining in. There's a layer for his facial features, and his name at the top. It looks a bit like a signature, like he drew it, doesn't it? Okay, thank you for watching.